So students, today I am discussing regarding prediction of shelf life. Nothing but how to determine shelf life of a product. So to determine shelf life of a product, we are going to use Arrhenius equation. We are going to use Arrhenius equation. So what is Arrhenius rule here is, for every 10-degree reaction, there will be 2 to 3 times increase in the speed of reaction. Okay. For example, you have a reactant here, you are getting a product X. Okay. So first the speed of reaction is 2. The speed of reaction is 2. So 110-degree, for every 10-degree reaction, the speed is 2. That is the original speed of the reaction. As per Arrhenius rule, if there is next 10-degree reaction, the speed will become 2 times, that is 4. Okay, 2 times of 2 is 4. So this is the Arrhenius rule. So the equation of Arrhenius rule is K is equals to A into e power minus EA by RT. Okay, A into e power minus EA by RT. Then log K, if we apply logarithm, log K is equals to log A minus EA by 2.303 RT. So this is the final equation of Arrhenius. Okay. So now we will see the steps. So there are different steps to determine the shelf life. The first step is, you have to take the product and you have to store the product at different elevated temperature. So elevated is nothing but here increasing temperature, like 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, you have taken degree centigrade. You have taken the product, you are storing the product at 40, 50, 60 and 70 degree centigrade temperatures. Now determine the concentration of that particular dosage form at each elevated temperature. Nothing but at 40 degree centigrade, what is the drug concentration in the dosage form? At 50 degree centigrade, what is the drug concentration in the dosage form? At 60, what is the drug concentration? And at 70, what is the drug concentration? You have to determine. So to determine this concentration, you have to take the samples at different time intervals. Time by time you have to take the samples and you have to analyze to get the concentration. Okay. So now what you have to do is, you have to plot a graph by concentration and time. Then you will get a straight line. From this straight line you will get the slope. By the slope you will get the value of K. So like this you have to calculate K value for 40 degrees, 50 degrees, 60 degrees and 70 degrees. Okay, nothing but you have to store the sample at 40 degrees centigrade and you have to take the samples at different time intervals, so that you will get the different concentrations at different time intervals. To that concentrations and time you have to plot a graph. In that graph you will get the straight line. From that straight line you will get the slope. That slope will indicate you the value of K. Like that you have to do for 50, 60 and 70 also. Okay. So now you have 4 K values. For 40 you have, 50 you have, 60 and 70 you have. Now what you have to do is, you have to plot a graph between log K versus reciprocal of temperature. Log K versus reciprocal of temperature. From that graph you can calculate EA value, that is energy of activation. You will get. Okay. So now from that graph, straight line, you extrapolate that line up to room temperature, that we are considering here 25 degrees centigrade. From the 25 degrees centigrade extrapolation, you will understand the K25 value. You will get the value of K25. Why K25 means, we are getting the K value from the graph at 25 degrees centigrade, so that it is a K25 graph. Okay, substitute this K25 value into the shelf life equation, then you will get the shelf life of that particular substance. Okay, so graphically I am showing here. So the graph will be like this. X axis you are taking 1 by t, y axis you are taking log k. That graph will be like this. So here 70, 60, 50, 40 and 25. From this 25 you have to extend. Here you will get the value of K25. That directly you can substitute into the equation. So this is regarding the prediction of shelf life for solids. For solids. So for liquids also same procedure, but here you are going, for liquids I am telling, for liquids you are going to consider the time taken to remain or to complete the 90% of its initial concentration. Okay, because that is the definition of shelf life. So here what you have to do is, you have to take a graph, same reciprocal of temperature on x-axis and log percentage remaining on y-axis. Okay, so as the temperature increases, you have to plot a graph here. By increasing that, you have to plot a graph. So for example here 90 means on graph, from this 90 you have to extend line onto that particular curve. From there, if you are extrapolating, you will come to know the temperature as well as that how much time it is taking to remain or to complete its 90% of its initial concentration, so that you will come to know what is the shelf life of the product. Okay, so this is the way to calculate the shelf life for the liquid dosage forms. Okay, and now we will see the limitations. Limitation is nothing but disadvantages. So if you see, this Arrhenius equation is not suitable for the complex reactions, because here in Arrhenius equation we have only one rate constant. Complex reactions means we have more than one rate constant, so that this Arrhenius equation is not suitable for the complex reactions. Okay, and next if you see, it is not suitable if the decomposition or degradation of drug is by microbes or freezing. Due to the freezing or microbial contamination, if the drug is going for the decomposition, this Arrhenius equation is not suitable. And the drugs which loses its physical integrity at elevated temperature are not suitable for this Arrhenius equation. And one more is, if the drugs are changing its order of reaction. For example, first it is zero order. If you are increasing the temperature, it is becoming first order, means this we cannot use for that substances. Okay, so if the substances are changing its order due to the temperature, for that substances also we cannot use this Arrhenius equation. Okay, so this is regarding the prediction of shelf life. Mainly in prediction we concentrated on Arrhenius equation. It is important also. Okay, so you have to explain all this. Okay, and now lastly, based on shelf life, already I said in first class itself, we can calculate expiry date. So what is expiry date? Definition means the date or the time at which drug starts to lose its potency. Okay, the time at which drug starts to lose, not completely lost, starts to lose its potency, that time is called as expiry date. Okay, so this is the complete information of how to determine shelf life and expiry date. Okay, so in this unit one more topic is there, that is factors affecting the order of reaction. So from tomorrow I will start that topic.